Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we have a solved case, and the solved case we are doing today is the case of Logan Mwangi. Now, Logan Mwangi was a 5-year-old boy from Bridgend, which is about an hour's drive away from where I live, and something awful, absolutely awful, happened to him during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2021. I'm not going to go into that just yet because it's part of the story that I'll be telling you. It involves child neglect, the murder of a child. It also includes the beating of a child, child abuse basically. So it's not a very nice case to... It's a difficult case to listen to. It's a difficult case to listen to because things could have been prevented and they weren't. So yeah, it's a difficult case. So I just thought I'd give you a bit of a warning because it's not going to be to everyone's taste. It isn't a nice case. It really isn't. But I just wanted to spread awareness and hopefully get some changes done. That would be the best outcome. Child services and stuff. Actually, to be honest, the police did act pretty quick, so the police weren't really to blame. It was more the child services. They should have done more. But yeah, that's what today's story is going to be about, and I just thought I'd put a little disclosure there just so you know what to expect in this video, because it isn't going to be an easy one to listen to. So yeah, let's get into the case. This is the case of Logan Mwangi. On the 15th of March 2016, in the Princess of Wales Hospital in Bridgend, a beautiful baby boy was born, and he was named Logan Mwangi. His mother was Harrod Williamson, and his father was Benjamin Mwangi. Logan was mixed race, with a white mother and a father of Kenyan descent. Soon after Logan's birth, the couple separated, and Benjamin returned to his hometown in Essex. After this, Harrod got married. This didn't last long, as the marriage was violent. In 2019, Harrod Williamson began a relationship with John Cole. John was a former member of the National Front. He had received a few criminal convictions. Some were for violent offences in the 2000s. He also had a reputation for being racist. He was known to use racist insults on Logan. John moved in with Harrod, and they had a son together in 2020. They also ended all contact with Logan's dad, who had last seen his son in 2019. Both Harrod and John were strict parents and were very harsh when it came to disciplining the 5-year-old. Some examples of Logan's punishments were long periods in the push-up position, not having a takeaway when everyone else had one, made to stand out in the garden. He was also burnt. A neighbour said that Logan's bedroom window was constantly covered with a white sheet, and that John was constantly shouting at him. During the COVID-19 pandemic, John's 12-year-old stepson, Craig Mulligan, moved into the household. Craig's mother also moved in, as she said she was suffering from cancer. Logan had suffered a broken arm in August, after a fall down the stairs, and Harrod said that she didn't take him to hospital straight away and tried to pop the bone back into its socket. Later on, she said that it was John that did this, and that it was Craig that pushed Logan down the stairs. This was referred to the police. In January 2021, Logan's teacher said Logan had returned to school in September with an unhealthy appearance. He also had a stammer and incontinence issues. Logan was then placed on the Child Protection Register. This meant that social workers would visit the family once every 10 days. Earlier in 2021, Craig was assaulted by his mother. He was then removed from his mother's custody, and his mother was sanctioned under the Mental Health Act. Craig was then put into John's custody on the 26th of July 2021. Craig was an aggressive boy with a history of mental health problems. John had raised Craig as his own son since he was only 9 months old. Craig had been living in local authority care for 6 months after his mother assaulted him. He had threatened to kill one of his foster families. They said he had lovely things to say about John and Angharad, but said he had a desire to kill Logan. He never used his name though. The exact nature of what happened leading up to Logan's death are difficult to gather. Angharad Williamson, John Cole and Craig Mulligan were all believed to be involved and aware of physical attacks on Logan. These led him to develop severe external and internal injuries. They were all found guilty of murder in April 2022. Both Angharad and John were harsh when it came to disciplining Logan. They picked on him a lot because of his mixed race ethnicity. On the 21st of July, Logan had tested positive for COVID-19 and was isolated alone in his room during this time. After Logan had passed away, the household got rid of his body in a river and showed no acknowledgement of how he died. The investigation progressed and found that Logan had been beaten to death. The police decided not to conduct a border inquiry into children's social services. They were criticised for this. The young age of Craig and the circumstances in which he had joined the household also received some discussion. On the 27th of July, John was on a FaceTime call with a friend. They saw Logan colouring on the stairs and said he looked happy and joyful. Logan was blamed for breaking a stereo on the 29th of July. When Logan's social worker visited, she was told that she couldn't see him due to having COVID-19. That afternoon, an argument broke out between Angharad and Craig, and Angharad wouldn't let Craig leave the house. They were both emotionally agitated. On the 31st of July, at around 2:43 a.m, John had been recorded on CCTV, removing Logan's body from the house. They also made a second trip to get rid of his damaged pyjama top. A verbal disagreement was heard by a neighbour at 5 a.m, where the woman was concerned that her son had disappeared. Shortly after that, Angharad called the police to say that Logan was missing. Shortly after the police search had started, a child's body was found in the River Ogmore. He wasn't breathing and was pronounced dead at the Princess of Wales Hospital. 63 external injuries were found on Logan's body. He also had damage to his internal organs. They were described as indicative of a severe localised blunt force trauma injury. It was also established that he would have survived these injuries, and his carers would have been aware that he was injured. John, Angharad and Craig were all arrested on suspicion of murder the day after they had found Logan. They first denied that he had been hurt and said that he had disappeared from their home without them knowing. This was shortly thrown out, as CCTV footage was found of the two males removing the 5-year-old's body. All three were found guilty of murder and perverting the course of justice in Cardiff Crown Court in April 2022. They were sentenced to life imprisonment, with a minimum of 28 years for Angharad, 29 years for John, and 15 years for Craig. And that is the end of the case of Logan. What do we think, guys? They didn't get enough time in prison. They should have got life. All of them should have got exactly the same amount of time, because they took away a young boy's life. He had his whole life ahead of him, and they just took it away. It's absolutely disgusting. I really, why? I don't know why people do stuff like this. Like, what provokes people to do this? I think maybe there are just some horrible, sick people out there that get a kick out of doing something like this. It's absolutely disgusting. That poor boy. And they knew that he was in pain. They knew that he was suffering, and they did nothing. I'm honestly lost for words. I don't know what to say. I really do think they should have got longer. They should have all got life with no possibility of parole. It's disgusting. I don't know what's wrong with our law system, our justice system. It is so messed up. Anyway, guys, that's today's story. If you're interested to know what I used on my face, then it'll be down in the description box down below. The next video I will be uploading on Monday, and that will be a cold case. We do cold cases on the Monday, and we do the solved cases on Wednesday. I will be mixing it up and throwing some serial killer cases in there as well, just so it doesn't get, the same thing over and over again. We need to, I don't know, our justice system needs sorting out. It really does. It's failing badly. Anyway, that's it for me today, guys. I will see you all soon. Bye.